All right, so look, there is a lot of negativity in today's news cycle. So let's showcase a positive. How about it? In the city of Indianapolis, it would start out as a negative, by the way. A former wrestler and football player named Gabriel Pitzulo would enter a local subway located on East Hannah Avenue. What he saw was troubling. A man would assault a worker, even according to Pitzulo, spitting at her and throwing items in her direction. She's just a cashier trying to make a buck. Pitzulo would spring into action, wrap the suspect, Daniel Saunders, with his arms and bring him to the ground. He would restrain Saunders on the floor until the cops arrived to apprehend him and take him away. The district manager for the subway, Arakan, would tell ABC News, quote, "It could have turned out very dangerous. Luckily, he was here at the right time and the right place." Well, that is for sure. ABC would obtain photos of Pitzulo from his competitive days as a wrestler, as you see right there. Pitzulo, seen here as well, spoke with local affiliate WRTV. He said he saw the suspect visibly assaulting the employee at the chain, and he would say, quote, "How I was raised, you don't do that kind of stuff." It was kind of go time from there.
How long were you holding him down? How long did it take for police to get there? And did that guy say anything to you as you were holding him down using the wrestling moves?
Yeah, there was some words back and forth for sure. I'd say about 3 minutes or so. As I had him on the ground, I looked back and told the people to call the cops and lock the door. And, they did that and held him for about 3 minutes till the cops came.
Wow. So what did police say when they arrived? What did they tell you? What did they say to you?
Yeah, the cops got there. I helped them put the cuffs on. And, they thanked me and told me what I did was very brave, and that's about it.
He would add in an interview, she didn't seem like she could defend herself in any such way. She had said that he had threatened to unalive her. I did combat sports for quite a while, so I was completely controlling. I didn't want to punch him or anything. I didn't want to hurt him too bad, so I just held him. Pitzulo, whose dad was a former cage fighter, appeared open to becoming a member of law enforcement after the incident. He would say, "I haven't really been turning down interviews because I do want to get this out there for the young men. There's a lot of talk nowadays of toxic masculinity, and I'm really trying to, push this narrative that you should stand up for the people, innocent people in your local neighborhood." And, that's kind of what I take from it. I'll react in a second. The attacker would face the following charges: battery injury, battery resulting in bodily injury, and disorderly conduct, fighting, tumultuous conduct. Per ABC7, his next court date is upcoming. From Twitter user Indian Matt, Gabriel Pitzulo was a semi-state qualifier for Indian Creek. At sectional his junior year, he defeated eventual state champ Tristan Ruhlman. In a twist, the manager didn't just verbally express his dear thanks to Gabriel. He promised free sandwiches for life whenever he comes into the store. A few thoughts and comments in a moment, but first, if you can, please do become a channel member. Go to youtube.com/TYT Sports or click on the TYT Sports logo on this video and click the tab Join. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you want to support the network as a whole, you can go to tyt.com/join. In addition, if you want to support me, you can check out my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the follows and support on there as well. I appreciate Gabriel stepping in. I think we need more of this. Here's one thing I will say. And I'm looking at the quote again. I want to get this out there for the young men. There's a lot of talk nowadays of toxic masculinity, And I'm really trying to, push the narrative that you should stand up for the people, innocent people in your neighborhood. And, that's kind of what I take from it. I don't want to knock him, but that doesn't go hand in hand with what toxic masculinity is. Toxic masculinity is men who have a fragile ego and will show themselves as the person they are, the character they are, by assaulting people unjustly. It is by offending women. It is by offending the marginalized communities. It is using language that is not inclusive. The list goes on and on. helping a selfless person when they're getting attacked, I don't see the correlation of, there's a lot of talk about toxic masculinity, and I want to tell you it's okay to stand up for people. Of course it's okay to stand up for people. Toxic masculinity would be not standing up for people and going after the marginalized, going after people and making them feel less than. I applaud Gabriel, and I really appreciate him stepping in. We have covered this as well. There was a story in New York of a former MMA fighter seeing a man attack people on the street and him springing into action. These are great examples and heroic figures in society. Let's not water it down by using such language.